Talk to me about how your speaking career has gone.
Sure. So as you mentioned, Pete, my business partner, and I, we sold our company to a venture capital firm. After I sold that to a venture capital firm, I became a vice president for them.
And the company you sold was a property management company.
Correct. Yes. We had a property management company. We were at about 1,000 properties and we scaled it. And one of the reasons they wanted to acquire us is they said, we've never really seen a company that has grown and scaled that's running on its own. And I explained, well, being an airline pilot, systems, processes, procedures, checklists, this is how an airline runs, which is how a business should run. Very interesting concept to them. 60% of our company was outsourced to virtual assistants in Mexico. So we were able to bring our labor costs down exponentially low. And they just had not seen that combination. And we were growing amazingly fast, organically. We were not buying and rolling up other companies. We were doing it because I learned right person, right seat. My role was the visionary. Pete, my business partner, his role was the integrator. So I was the guy on stages, I was speaking. Everybody wanted to know, how does an airline pilot build a company? Well, I didn't build the company. I was just the front viewing of it. After we sold, I became a vice president for them. They had about 10,000 properties out of Silicon Valley. And I started becoming the face for them to the investor world, to the real estate. And that's when I started doing stuff with Bigger Pockets and other people along those lines, with their backing, essentially. After my time was up, I had a 2-year non-compete with them. After I was done, people started saying, hey, could you show me how you built that business and systemized it with the airline ideology, checklists, processes? So it started in real estate, because that's obviously what I know and what I've known, and property management. And then, as you know, you and I spoke one time on stage at a roofing conference, a roofing convention. And I started realizing there's a lot of other industries and trades that said, hey, wouldn't this work in my industry? And I said, why, yes, it can. Could you help me? And I started showing all industries, trades, contractors, roofers, any doctors, showing them how to run their business with processes, procedures, structure. And you and I credit you every time, you and I were at your house, and I remember you said something to me. You said, Steve, I noticed you don't talk much about your flying when you're on stages. And I said, Marshall, I don't think people are interested in that. And I remember you said, Steve, don't take this the wrong way, but that is the most interesting thing about you. And I thought, really? He said, and I don't know if you remember that. We were at your beach house, and he said,
because the rest of you was just flat out boring, dude.
Exactly. I mean, anyone could do these things, right? And going through this process, I started talking to people. Everybody wants to know, what do we do behind that door? How do you handle 1,100 checklists? What do you do when the engine's on fire over the South Pacific and you need to find a place to land? And how is that relatable to my business? Because it's all relatable. And so that's what started the connection. And so what I'm doing now is I work with businesses, business owners of all types. And not only do I show them how to process and structure their company, but as you know, it's here. Are they a $10 million CEO? Do they walk like it? Do they talk like it? Do they act like it? If they're not a $10 million CEO first, they're never going to build a $10 million company. And so they have as you know, the programming is wrong. So sometimes we have to go down and we've got to figure out, where are they going? I use the analogy, again, with flying. I ask people, if I got on the plane with you, we got up in the air and I said, hey, Marshall, do you want to go to Hawaii? Do you want to go to Rio? Do you want to go to London? I've never been to any of them. I don't know how much fuel we have. I have no idea what to do if we have an emergency. I don't even know what the runway looks like, but I got a good gut feeling. I feel good about this. What are the odds that we're going to make it? Slim to none. And so, we're going to die. And I explain to people, when we run a flight, the first thing we do is we start in Hawaii and we work the flight backwards. How much time does it take? How much fuel do we need? The weather, the routing, alternates, emergency routing. All of that is built with the definition of us landing in Hawaii at 8:53 a.m. So we start with the end and we work it backwards. And I tell people, that is a flight plan. What is the difference between a flight plan having a final destination and a business having a goal with the business plan? And then I ask people, do you have a business plan? No. What are the odds that you're going to make it? You don't know how much fuel you need. You don't know where you're going. You have no idea what to do in an emergency. You got a good gut feeling, and that's it. And this is why businesses crash and airlines don't. And so that's how I explain to people.
So are you using that tagline? Are you using that tagline?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I love that. Why businesses crash and airplanes don't.
Yeah,
that's
and everyone,
that's profound.
And listen, I've got clients that are doing anywhere from, 50,000, 500,000 a year to 50 million. Same challenges. They've been and I'll use the other example. I tell them, if you build a house, right? People in real estate, I go, would you build the structure first and then go, oh shit, I forgot to build the foundation. I got to go build the foundation. No, you build the foundation first. And based on the foundation, the size of the footprint of the house, then you build the house on top of it. Most people here have no foundation. They don't know their marketing. They don't know their sales or operations accounting. They have no idea. And when economic times come, the house starts tilting and starts weakening. And they don't understand why, because they never built the foundation, meaning a business plan, and have the right people in the right seat. And so I think that's a challenge many people have is, as entrepreneurs, as you know more than I do, we've been so busy being busy, just saying, I got to get out there, I got to get the product to market. They never go back and build that foundation. And whether it's 500,000 or 5 million or $50 million company, if there's no core focus and foundation, it's not going to stand when the economic winds change. And that's why I see people failing.